Hey, welcome to Square Body Stuff. I'm Chad, and we're still plugging away on old Squeaky here. Yeah, today I did get one thing done and accomplished, and now I'm kind of at a mental block on where I want to go next. Let me show you what I got done today real quick, and then we can go on to, I'll just kind of talk my way through it. Maybe I'll decide what I'm going to do while I'm talking to you guys. Alright, if you happen to watch my last short, YouTube shorts, I had like 3 or 4 different drive shafts up here. I just went around and found all the drive shafts that I had that might had the pieces I wanted, and this is what I come up with. I had these are for a 3-inch tube, a 1350 I think, and the splines to go with this. Now this is a 1310. And I need 1350 on both ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to my driveline guy, see if he can find another yoke with a 1350, or we just might run, I mean, I've always called them, pardon the expression, but I've always called them a bastard U-joint, but they're a U-joint that'll be a 1310 here and 1350 here. And I hope I got the numbers right. I'm horrible about remembering numbers correctly. If you guys have been watching, you probably know that by now. But anyways, got everything cut down, cleaned up. This will help the drive shaft guy do his job. Got a lot of the work done for him. So that's what I'm going to have done there. I've got my measurement there on how long it's got to be. I was a little redundant on it. I wrote it on every piece. That way, yeah, we can remember exactly what length it needs to be. So I'm going to take that down tomorrow and get that project started and have him build me a one-piece drive shaft. Of course, I've got the rear end is pretty much already done. Got my brakes and everything done. So it's time to move on to the next step, which, you know, I've got the drive shaft thing figured out. So my next step is I really want to, let me just show you what I've got going on. Kind of like my next 3 or 4 little phases that I'm going to go through, and I'm just trying to have, I'm having a hard time getting my head wrapped around on where I want to start next. So I've got a bunch of exhaust parts here, and I'm trying to get my head wrapped around on what I want to do with the exhaust. I've got the headers mounted, and you know, they exit out. It's going to be really easy as far as hooking to the headers. I just got to figure out how I'm going to hook to them. If I'm going to extend these on down with an elbow and then put my flange, or go ahead and put my flange here and put the elbow on whatever exhaust I put on. trying to figure that out. Trying to figure out what's going to be the best. Really what I need for now, I could always change it later, but really what I need for now is something that's streetable. If I ever want to just uncork it, I can uncork it to be no big deal. So, you know, take the exhaust off, but I really want something streetable for now, because I'm going to have to put some miles on this if I have time before I go to No Name Nationals to break the new clutch in. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do for now is just put these pipes that were on the truck to begin with and exit them out back here somewhere. And what I might do is take some of this 4-inch pipe, because I got some this piece of 4-inch. This is 4-inch. Actually, this is off my Duramax. Not sure where I got that. And I got a piece of 3.5 there too. It's got a couple elbows in it, and I might just use those to make a curve it out and exit in front of the rear tires, or just below the step on the bed. But really, I just need to have some exhaust that goes back to where it's fairly street legal. But I just haven't made up my mind how exactly I want to do that, and regardless, I don't have the pieces, the elbow right there that I'm going to need to make that happen. So I'm going to have to order that, wait for that to come in anyways before I could really do a whole lot more with the exhaust. So now the fuel tank setup. I got this aftermarket fuel cell. I think it's, I don't remember how many gallons it is. I want to say maybe just 8 gallons. And I've debated on leaving the factory tank and then having this one, this tank just for race fuel, and having the other tank for pump gas. That way I don't have to keep going, you know, drain the tank or whatever. This engine's not going to have to run on race fuel. Being at around 10 to 1, I can run pump gas on it. But running nitrous, I like to run race gas because it's just an extra cushion, so you don't, you know, have any pre-detonation or, you know, spark knock or anything like that. So, but I think with the exhaust and everything, I'm going to go ahead and drop the original tank and just run off this tank back here. I won't have a whole lot of range with just 8 gallons, but this truck isn't going to be really a drive a long distance truck. And, you know, I may do something different with the fuel cell or another fuel tank or something, maybe in the bed, a bigger tank. I don't know. But for right now, that's stuff I can do on down the road. But really just trying to get this thing ready to go for No Name Nationals. That's my next goal. But now the other thing I need to do is start figuring out what I'm going to do with those guys there, those seats. So I need to get that out of there, get those plastic seats. And the other thing is, this thing weighs a ton. I'll be saving a bunch of weight going with those plastic seats. I wish I could have afforded some nice aluminum Kirkies or something like that, but for right now we're just going to go with the plastic ones. So yeah, I've got that to do. So I guess I should quit just wandering around and jabbering to you guys and figure out what I'm going to do. Wish me luck. So I finally got my head wrapped around what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pull this seat out. I found out one reason why it maybe felt a little weird, because it is only held in by 3 bolts. Check this out. I was missing the bolt on the driver's side back part of it, so yeah, that thing was pretty floppy, and the seat don't lock. So I mean, it just kind of flopped around. So I'm gonna pull the bolts out, get the seat out, and then we'll get them plastic seats in and see what we're gonna need to do. Set my seat in there, and it was a little bit low, so I put a 2x12, which is 1.5 inches higher, in there, and it was real close. So I figured 2 inches higher than the factory brackets on the seats would get me just right. So here's what I come up with. I had some 2x2 1/4 inch square tubing, drilled, tapped it, and set it on the seat. Well, I got the driver's side seat pretty much where I want it, and I've got my harness just kind of set in there. I haven't made anything permanent yet because I got to figure out how I really want to do this harness. Now, it's designed to actually, the shoulder belt's supposed to reach the floor, but I'm not really sure if I like that or not, because it just puts a little bit of, in a crash, it'll put too much strain on your shoulders. It really needs to have a bar behind the seat, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. This is this is another part of the project that I thought, oh, okay, I'll just do this real quick. Well, it's kind of opened up another little can of worms, but I'll get it all figured out. I've debated on putting in at least a roll bar or just a hoop at the back of the cab, because I have a tubing bender with 2-inch die. I just need to get a piece of tubing, and I can at least put a roll bar and then a seatbelt bar across the back of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just show you what I've got so far, and it sits really good. I like the way it sits. Actually, I may move it back just about an inch or two. It is a little far forward, and if I gain any weight, my belly may be in the way, but I'll show you what I got. So far, it's come out pretty good. I've got a couple inches here to move it back if I need to, but I also want to make sure I had enough room back here for a bar. But the way it is right now, my feet reach real good. My arms, I can still reach the dash to reach my switches, so I don't have to relocate them. I can reach my shifter, which I thought about heating up my shifter and bending it back a little bit to give it a little bit closer to me. That would help some, but so far the way it is, I'm kind of liking it. Looks a lot better than the old bench seat. Looks more like a race truck now, don't it? I think I'm going to cut it off here. I've got some figuring to do on the harnesses. I'm about out of time for today, so I guess I'll just leave you with it. Till next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep your square bodies rolling, and we'll catch you later.